This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge.
It's fine. Rich, these winds haven't subsided at all today. It's certainly a tough test out there right now for these players.
They get your attention, don't they, as a player?
They have club selection right now, vital.
You put the ball back in your stance just a little bit?
If you're going to hit it down.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this.
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Good chance for birdie here. Short iron in hand. The approach now to the second hole. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here. And if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
Well, now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours. He's safely on deck.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Settles in over the putt. And so just getting started. Even par so far. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the 4th. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, Frank, what's the key to generating some momentum?
Just hitting good shots. I know it sort of sounds like the old cliche, but plenty of opportunities. A few 10, 15-foot putts start going down. This round will change dramatically.
Just a couple of feet. Still even par for the day. Frank, this looks like a fun hole. The first par 5 of the day, 535-yard fifth.
Yeah, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power
Gave that the full treatment. Get up. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Ooh, so close. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. It just, you feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Frank, a long par 3 here at the 6th, 255 yards. Club selection obviously is crucial.
Yeah, and length is very important here. Something that can fly high and land soft is obviously going to make that green play a little bit bigger. If you get a breeze off the right or left to right into, this hole becomes very challenging.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
The swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could pound very, very quickly, so now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, the 7th is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because one on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge, then the layup only becomes like 220 yards. That seems a little less intimidating.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
It's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Too bad. 2 drop shots right there with a double bogey. Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side. And then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target. Rich, that is annihilation of a golf ball.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he just tore that thing to pieces. Frank, in the end, it is a game of precision. We know that.
No,
but
it's not, Rich.
It's not.
You tell me, after a shot like that, he's not pumping his chest out. That's what people want to do. They want to hit it like that.
Precision. I love to see guys just bomb it.
Come on, everybody wants to hit it that far.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
He'll need to be strong with this. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Getting set now over the putt. Two over for the day. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. And we are back at PGA West, getting set to continue the action on the back nine. Beautiful hole here. rock border that lines the water here at number 10. It's 416 yards. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, is this a definite green light, the approach at the par 4 10th?
Well, there's enough opportunities at PGA West for the long hitters. This is an opportunity for the really good iron players. This is where they have a chance to shine, because a good iron player will give himself a birdie putt here. A poor iron player here, all of a sudden they'll find trouble.
And he's made it onto the green now. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11th? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here, because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
Good lie in the fairway. Good chance to make something happen here. Frank, this TPC Stadium course in La Quinta, California has quite a history, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Unfortunately, that ball is wet. This now the 4th shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left. Just misses. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9-iron, you're better with a wedge, because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Early part of this second 9, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Starting to climb back at +2. Now at the par 3 13th, and Frank, in some ways, this is vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. His use of wooden bulkheads, plus the fact that he gives you that diminishing line. The further you go back into this green, you realize it's a larger carry. It just sort of reeks of something that's hit to the front mid-right of this green.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Never a pleasant moment, the drop after you've gone into the water, but here we are. Now on to his 3rd shot after the last one went into the water. Playing his 3rd now from 100 yards away. Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. That's a long way away.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. An ill-timed double bogey for him, but he has to make it first. Take no pleasure in saying it, but it's a fact. It's a double bogey. Well, Frank, kind of a make-or-break hole here at the 14th, par 4, 389 yards.
Yeah, for the Cavalier player, you can sort of go at this green in a more direct line. 290 yards will take all this bunker down the right out of play. Just leave you a flick in here. I'm going to say that's not a bad play, really. If you don't do that, then you just got to thread it down the left.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, what do you like here on this approach shot at 14?
Green is more triangular. It's wider at the front, narrows as you get towards the back of this green. If you're going to go with that back flag, you perhaps bring something in there a little lower and sort of skip it up. Apart from that, just a nice high, soft landing short iron.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Rough day so far, 4 over par on the round. Well, Frank, we are turning home. It says so on the scorecard here at 15.
It is, and once again, another example of great bunkering by Pete Dye. Bunkers on a lot of golf courses are just simply left and right, but what Pete Dye does, he lets them cut in, especially that one down the left side of the fairway, it cuts in, so it has to be avoided, and it's going to be about 280 yards to take it completely out of play. That's probably the best line, is to get it just past that last bunker on the left side.
Down, little Sheba. Down! Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Frank, this could be an exciting and pivotal point in the round, the par 5 16th.
Especially if the player decides to have a go here. If you're going to take it on a direct line, then you've got to carry all of that bunker complex. But then the other thing to realize, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just in the bunker, right? It's worth a go. Either that, hit it down the right side. There's no way you're going to reach this par 5 and 2.
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long ways. Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further. That's an absolute beauty.
Third shot, looking for a good one. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Beginning the long climb back, now to 3 over par. Well, we've arrived at Alcatraz, the signature hole here at PGA West. Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
His swing didn't quite.
That's out of bounds, and it'll cost him a shot. Now on his third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds.
Yeah, tough break really, Rich, on that last shot. It just got away from him.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. And he makes it for a bogey here. Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again. Water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right, somewhere in between there, this fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Struck that one pure, about 8 feet away. Beautifully done.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Just a couple of feet. Be looking to turn the tide tomorrow after a round of 76. And that'll wrap up the first round. We saw some good golf today, Frank, but some others, they got off to a slow start.
Yeah, and I don't really know how to explain why. Maybe lack of practice rounds, maybe not enough time on the golf course. They certainly will have to regroup tomorrow and put up a show just to make the cut.
Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Well, that's just how you envision it when you walk to the first tee. High and deep, right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Locked in on the read and the speed. They'll take it. That's a par. Frank, this is a nice-looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
It's the beautiful part of golf. Brand new day, new hole. Remember, he made a bogey here yesterday. This time for birdie. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. Moving to the third hole to par 4 again. This one 471 yards. Good straight shot right in the fairway here at the third. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
He'll need to be strong with this. Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. Now at the fourth, par 3, and Frank, what's the key here?
Somehow find some green grass. The name Sandpit pretty much tells you what is around the green.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold. Very bold.
Good putt. Well, here we are at the first par 5 of the day. The fifth, 535 yards. Frank, break it down.
It's called double trouble. Reason why, there's the lake on the tee shot on the left side, and then he's reversed it up there on the second shot and put the lake on the right.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but at least celebrate that.
Well, Frank, how about this 255-yard par 3 sixth?
Yeah, there's a bit of a bailout area, sort of short and left, but the only thing really going in the player's favour, it is a big green, 51 yards in depth. So I'm going to sort of do the maths in reverse. 255, take away 50, 205 front. Doesn't sound as daunting.
This for another birdie on this hole on the week. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical.
Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
No fairway here, this one in that rough. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but that is going to hurt the cause.
Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side. And then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
That one is in the bunker. Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Pretty good shot right there. Settles in over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best shot. The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side, but then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Just 5 feet left. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're at the Career Builder Challenge, early season action. Hole number 10 as we get going on the backside. And Frank, if you're hitting it low and left or you're hitting it high and right, you can make some big numbers out of it. A lot of water.
Well, you certainly can, especially for those people that have to tee off the 10th, their first tee shot of the day. Somehow sneak it down the left side. 300 yards to get past all those bunkers down the right. I don't know if you want to do that with a cold start. But the further that you can get down this hole, obviously that second shot becomes a little shorter, and you'd like to go in with a short club here. There's a wall, like the Great Wall of China down that left side of this green.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Now at the long par 5 11th. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. A little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side, so you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided. Rich, after you've already made one mistake in the rough, there's a chance he's going to make another.
Just trying to get it back out into the fairway and not make a big number.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Still not home yet, playing his 4th. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Not his best, but not his worst. It just got away a little bit to the right. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Ooh, good effort right there. Almost made it. Just a tap in to finish the hole. That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9-iron, or are you better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
315. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Birdie try up next. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today.
You'd like that one again.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Good roll, solid. That's a par. Well, Frank, we came off a hole, the short par 4 12th, where players no doubt were thinking about making birdie. Here, it's a different story. Why?
It is. Well, 13's always going to be unlucky for some. There's so much water down there on that left side. And the way it sort of laps up to the wooden bulkhead, it looks anything other than a straight shot. And this is where you have to mentally move the flag. You've got to push that flag in your mind's eye to the right side of the green and say, I do not want to go left of that.
That was not a very good read right there. Just a couple of feet. Not a problem from there. Right in the middle. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're a shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Par 4 15th, measuring in at 468 yards.
Grab the fire extinguisher. Put out that ball is on fire. It's melting going through the air.
That, Frank, is position A.
Would you like to have that in your bag every day?
Love it. Frank, the 15th is called turning home. Time now to turn on the jets, and a good chance.
Yeah, after a good drive, once again, height's going to be rewarded here with the second shot. See the way that green is protected by the bunkers. So if you can come in here really high, get that to land soft, there's a lot of flags on this green that you can go at.
Wow, I thought he made that.
I don't know what they were looking at.
Never a bad score on the card. That's par. Frank, this could be an exciting and pivotal point in the round, the par 5 16th.
Especially if the player decides to have a go here. If you're going to take it on a direct line, then you've got to carry all of that bunker complex. But then the other thing to realize, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just in the bunker, right? It's worth a go. Either that, hit it down the right side. There's no way you're going to reach this par 5 and 2. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This for him would be one drop shot. Has it. Good putt right there. Now to the signature par 3. It only plays 168 yards from the tips, but the tee sits up high and the wind can blow, and a lot can happen here. Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
You can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot you got punished for.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. So a tester from 4 feet. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again. Water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right. Somewhere in between, though, this fairway.
Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Drops for a par.
Well, early exit for one of what I thought Rich was going to be the favorite, but